Yes. Yes. All right, we ready? Right there? Yes.
Are you above me? It was killing me to love on you. I put all this on my life. If I could, wouldn't do it twice. Not even for dollar signs. I don't play around with your kind. We've been through too much, but I don't speak on that. So much pain, but I don't trip on that. We knew it was over, but you got a kick out of seeing my tears on your shoulder. How? Look, why don't you leave? Don't you leave? Why don't you leave?
Yo, what's going on with you though?
Yes.
Hey, welcome. You tuned right into the right place at the right time. Welcome to PAM'S World, y'all. What's going on with you though? Hey, listen, we are back in your face. Thank you. Do me a favor and share. Let somebody know, to let somebody know, to let somebody else know. that Pam's World is on, and we are in your face tonight.
Yes.
We are one man down, of course. Shout out to our girl D, Pastor, aka Pastor Didi. We miss you. Listen, nobody can fill your place, so your chair is empty. Yes. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Some things that she's doing. I know that those who are familiar with Pam's World and watch us every week, we thank y'all. We appreciate it. And I know y'all gonna miss it tonight. But listen, to the right of me tonight, you already know I got my girl in the building, J to the B on Spit.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Tonight. Yes. So we are in your face, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. Got a lot of things to talk about. There's some things that's going on. JB, I seen something, a poll that they took, and they talked about the different drugs that people take when they have sex. I was just like, come on, man. Like, really, this is this is what we do now?
Yeah, it's what some people do.
It's just, it was just like, yo, for real, it's just a lot. We got a whole lot to talk about tonight. You know, some things with Jada Pinkett and August Alsina. You know, we gonna get a little deep, because that one right there kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Yeah, JB kind of caught me a little bit, but for the most part, with all of that, welcome to Pam's World. Listen, Pam's thoughts, Pam's views. Yes. For those new timers, please tell somebody to tell somebody. Share this, because tonight I think you want to tune in, because we got some great things that we want to talk about. No, we're not talking about people, but we're talking about current events, some things that are going on in the world. Are we a gospel show? No, but do we live the gospel? Yes. We do. So no, you're not going to get gossip here. We're not gossiping, but we are talking about some things that are going on in the world, because you know about them. But at the end of the day, what's the resolution? We're not going to talk about it and not have something that you can stand upon and eat off of. And that truly is the word of God.
Yes,
right? Amen. All right. Come on,
true.
JB. You already know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. So please, again, share. You know what, JB? Let's do an early roll call real quick. You want to do a roll call?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Let's do roll call.
All right. I saw Mother Thompson was the first one on my list.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Hello, Mother Thompson.
Yes. Come on. You ain't ready.
See, hey, Pastor Didi.
Hey.
She's doing her thing, but she's still checking us out. I see Kelly is on.
Come
I
on.
see Jay. Thank you so much for all the love.
Yes.
I see Jamie.
Yes.
I see Stephanie. I see Kiki. I said Kelly. I see Kelly. I see Mike Johnson. I see Stephanie. I said already. Kiki, Kelly. That's all on my list.
Okay, I see Jamie. I see you said Penny? Did you say Penny?
No, I didn't see Penny.
Lover? Come on, you remember that song by who sung that? Was that Lionel Richie? Penny Lover. Don't you walk on?
Oh, I know that song.
Look, walk on.
Yeah.
I see Mikey Mike. I see Shay. I see Lonnie. I see Kim. What's going on with y'all? I see Ace.
I think that might be mine.
I see Jamie. Hi, Jamie. I went to school with Jamie White. That's yes. Hey, Jamie. Thank you for tuning in. Brandon is on. Steven is on. I see you said Stephanie.
Yes.
I
see
Stephanie's in the building.
Shay Jones is
I
on.
see King is in the building. Come on, King. I ain't never seen King up here. Oh, you from Liberia? Thank you so much for checking in to Pam's World tonight.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, come on. You ain't Liberian girl.
You just all
come on. You ain't ready, Michael Jackson tonight. Like, listen, that was Michael all day. You know that you.
That wasn't one of my songs.
You already listen. You already know that was.
I know the
song.
I know the song.
Come on, from Liberia tonight.
Yes, God.
And this another name that just came up here. JB, because I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Can you help me out? D right here. This one right here, JB.
I know. Well,
yeah, because
we love you.
Yes, thank you, Daz. Thank you so much for tuning in. I ain't want to tear your name up because I don't want to make you salty with me on that one. So yes. Thank y'all so much for tuning into Pam's World, and tell somebody to tell somebody that it's on and we in your face. Now listen, the top of the hour, we always gonna ask the question, did you go to church today? Listen, I went to church today, and I definitely was blessed. Our pastor, aka D, she's not here at the time, because of some things like God is really doing with her in her life. So she wasn't able to be here.
Yes.
But truly, we still feel what it is that went on in church on today. And she talked about drawing the line. And she was saying, she talked about, how sometimes people draw a line in the sand. And she said, I'm not going to tell you to draw a line in the sand. I'm going to tell you to draw a line in the spirit. She said, because anything on sand, she says sand is sinking ground, the shaky ground, so
unstable.
Yes, unstable. So it definitely was a blessing tonight, earlier today when she began to talk about being on the side of God and not compromising. She began to talk to us about how the Holy Spirit let her know that compromise is here, is coming. You know what I mean? It's coming upon us, the opportunity for us to compromise. And she was just saying that basically what I got from it is that if you compromise this time, you are going to deal with the consequences that come with the compromise, because you well know that God is who he is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You believe, you say I rock for God, and you know I love Christ and I'm going hard, and you know that really is, you know, he really is my everything. But you are compromising. She said 1 minute you on this side, and then the next minute, you know, there you go, somebody say something to you and you're cussing them out. And she said everything, all the fasting, all the praying, and everything that you did on this side of the line, she said all is for naught. She said that one time, and she said that basically what I got from it is that this time that you're going to pay big time for your compromise. And basically, I ain't compromising no more. You know what I mean? It's not even the fact of I don't, you know how you say to yourself, JB, you know, I don't want to compromise no more. No. It's beyond that point. You know, it's beyond that point. I thank God that I truly finally have made a decision to live for Christ, like in every area of my life. Like I really stopped saying, was that you, JB, that said to stop saying the word try?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I stopped trying and just started doing, you know, and it's just like I begin to see like the power of God like really in my life. So now my thing is to stay on this side, because I do know for the woman of God to say what God has said, I know that it's just like it's coming, and it's not going to be a small thing. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not going to be a small thing. It's not going to be one of them. And then sometimes it may be one of those small things too. I gotta be honest about that, because it could be the very thing God be like, don't eat today, Pamela, and I'll be like, dog, my stomach growling. I just want just 2 chips.
Yeah, well,
and them 2 chips. Come on, JB. Are those? And I remember that one time when I was talking to you about that time I was on a fast, and I was just like, I wanted to break that thing so bad. And you said something to me, and you was like, well, what if that food that you would have ate, you know, I didn't eat it, but what if you would have ate and you would have choked? You know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, we never know the consequence
of what it is,
of the compromise. You know what I mean? It's just like, and God is saying, like, I'm letting you know beforehand. Do it if you want. And that thing, ooh.
Yeah, I thought today was crazy today.
Come on.
It was really good. Because it was a unique way.
Yeesh.
Again, everybody's line may be in a different place.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You know, everybody's line could be in a different place, but the line that you place is something that you place. You should not be going past. And it's like if you decided that you're going to live for God and you're going to fast, you're going to pray, you're going to do all the things that are required of you. But there's like, you still want to fornicate, or you still want to curse every so often, or if you still want to, you know, like maybe God has told you that you're you know, you may be sensitive to hearing and seeing things. So maybe you can't go to certain movies. Maybe you can't go to certain comedy shows or whatever that thing is that God has already expressed to you that you should not do because it does not benefit you. You tend to want to do the thing that you can't do, right? Most people do. And the thing is that the compromise, the temptation to compromise is coming, was one of the things that stood out to me. So you've already drawn your line, and you've had your grace and your mercy, and but you've been doing it diligently, right? But that very thing that like all your friends are doing it, or everybody else is going, or this and that, and you're like, well, God, maybe this one time I'm gonna go do this, or this one time. You know, just once out of all these years that I've been getting myself together and doing what's right, this one time, it can't hurt me. It can't kill me. It's not, you know, it'll be okay. You don't know what one time. And that's what I got from this. That's that Russian roulette that you talked about. You don't know what one time could cost you. So to me, that line that she drew today was a physical line. Yeah. And so you can see it. Yeah. But it was something that's always there. It's like, you know how like, all right, you know how like when people go on a diet, or they start working out, right? They go hard for like 3 weeks. Yeah, they're eating right, they working out, and you eat one donut. You got to start from the beginning all over again. Yeah. All your progress is for naught. And that's the way that I looked at what Pastor was saying today. You could have been praying, fasting. You could have just been about to reach your breakthrough.
Jesus.
You could have been one prayer away from getting everything that you wanted. But you crossed that line just for a little bit of taste of something that you used to do. Just for a little bit of something of to please others. Because she talked about how a lot of people do things because they want to be liked and they want friends. But you do that one thing. Now, that breakthrough that was one prayer away.
Jesus.
You got to start all over.
Back to the beginning.
You got to show God that you're serious about this thing. You know what I mean? He was just about to grant you everything you wanted. Jesus. And you threw it away to please someone else or to satisfy your flesh, which we're supposed to deny our flesh daily. So to me, it was a very on time, powerful, direct word that went forth today. And it was something that was done in a way where no matter where your line is drawn, because for some, you've gotten to a point where you might have drawn your line here where it's so... It's like embedded in the cement. You gotta you gotta jack it up to move it.
Right.
Or you might have, like some people might have drawn a line in the sand where it's unstable. You know what I mean? So it's all about drawing your line, and when you draw that line, realizing that it's not a line that can be crossed. And if you start to think of it that way, it makes this walk not like simply and easy, but it makes this walk very worth it and very clear. You know what I mean? There's no gray when you draw your line. Like, you know, there's no gray. You've drawn your line. This is what I stand for. This is what I don't stand for. This is what I stand for. This is what I say that I'm about. This is what I don't. This is what God says I am. This is who God told me I need to be. This is who he told me I should deny. So that line is very clear. And we are the ones that cloud it. We are the ones that act like it doesn't exist when it's convenient for us. Right. And that's something that Pastor was saying today. It's like, you can, you know, I choose. And when she was speaking, she said, I choose to stay on this side of the line. God. So if you're over there, I love you. I'll pray for you. I will do my very best to lift you up and pray that you will be able to join me on this side of the line. But I'm not coming back to get you. I'm not going to change who I am and everything that I believe to please you. Because I'm over here
I'm not going back to that
lifestyle. I'm pleasing God. I'm doing the things that is required of me. So it was really cool to me.
Yeah, it really was. And JB, something that you said triggered when she began to pray. And she said that the compromise, God wanted to give you compromised for the 100,000. God wanted to give you 100 million.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, she said, God want you compromised for the house. God wanted to, you know what I mean? Like he'll have a mansion for you. He have all these things for you. Mm-hmm. And it's just like your compromise. Because of your compromise, you'll never fully get what God intended for you. And that thing, it really just was like, wow. You know what I mean? And it's just like sometimes people be so happy with where they are. And it's just like God looking like, yo, you have no idea what I had for you.
Yeah, it's
what funny, I had for you.
Because when you said that, I think about Pastor Trina and Taylor when she preached one time and she was talking about how like being aware of the counterfeits, but she was talking about the counterfeit blessings. Right. How people are settling and satisfied with what they have, but God has so much more in store for them.
Yes.
And sometimes the enemy will give you a snippet of what it is that you think you're supposed to have or you think you want, and you're so comfortable with that you stop pushing, you stop fighting, you stop praying, you stop doing what God has called you to do, and you become complacent in your counterfeit blessings because God has so much more he had in store for you. And to me, that's what I saw today when Pastor was speaking. Wow. It's like on this side of the lines are all the blessings or everything that God has for you. On this side of the line, on the righteous side, on the side that's trying to live, the side that's living for God, the side that's holy, the side that is pushing and praying and fasting and doing this diligently without notoriety. Mm-hmm. That when Pastor prays for someone, she doesn't call, hey, you know what, I'm praying for you.
Right.
That's not how it works. When God calls her to do something, she does it. And that's what happens on this side of the line. On the other side, you might have people who praying for you because they want something from you, or you know, it's the thing to do to say that you're praying. You know, it's the thing to do when things don't look a certain way. You know, to say that you're a person of God. But to say it is one thing. To be it is a different thing. And that's what Pastor was one of the points that I felt like she was making today too. A lot of people come to church. A lot of people say they're one thing. But not everybody can stand on this side of the line. Not everybody can fast and pray. Not everybody can do things in spite of how things appear. Not everybody has the faith in God's timing. Not everybody truly gives their worries to God. Not everybody does that. But on this side of the line, in order to be here, these are the things that are required. Right. So it was very interesting because it had a very like you can see it. Like it wasn't just words. The demonstration that was done, it was like you just saw it in action. So if you weren't understanding or if you didn't read the Bible, it had like such a practical meaning today. And I I always get something, but I was definitely blessed by it today.
Amen. Absolutely. And then to those, I want to say we had a homework assignment. And the homework assignment was read 2 Corinthians chapter 6. So I'm going to put it out there, and to read also Psalm 18. And I would say just read that, and you will see exactly what God is saying, because it really is two different sides. It's either you're going to live for him completely and totally, or we're not. You know what I mean? And you heard me say we. At first I used the you because I'm talking to y'all, but then we because I'm talking to myself as well too, inclusive. Because Pastor made sure today, she said at the end of the day, what I love about Pastor Dee Dee is that she didn't exclude herself.
She sure did.
You know what I mean? She didn't exclude herself. She was just like the same way that y'all go through, I go through. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the more, because God has called her to be the head. So it's just like, yo, listen, I really just thank God. Hi, Sister Cena. I thank God for just really, truly, honestly blessing her to be a woman who is so transparent and letting us know, like, listen, the same thing y'all going through, I'm going through some, and then that, and then some. You have no idea. You know what I mean? Some of the things that come at me that, are trying to tempt me to come across the line. But because I'm sold out to God.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want y'all to be sold out too. But I want you to know that it come knocking on my door too.
It's a cost.
Come on. But it doesn't have rule over her. And that sin doesn't have to have rule over us either. You know what I mean? Because we don't have to compromise. It's the decision, JB, right? That's what you tell us all the time. It's a decision. You know what I mean?
That's what it was called. Come on. It was decision day. What side of the line you're going to be on?
Don't you do it tonight. Come on. God. Jesus.
Yep, it was decision day. And that's the piece. It's like, you decide.
Jesus.
If you want to be of the world, then that's what you be.
Come on.
But if you want to do things differently, then that's what you be.
That's what you be.
But there's a consequence and a cost each side, and there's blessings and curses that come with each side. And that's the piece. It's like, I'm in Pastor Training Taylor before service started. She also stated that there's people don't always count the cost of their yes. They don't count the cost of what they're doing. So it was a blessing today. Yeah,
it really was. It was amazing.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean? And I hope that it was amazing. The the little tidbits that you got tonight. I really do hope and pray that it will bless your soul. Again, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 was our homework, and Psalm 18. Please, 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 I would encourage you to read it. If you haven't read the Bible ever, pick it up tonight and just ask God to show you. And he's just that powerful. He can do something tonight. I really believe. I believe it. If you believe it, he's able.
Yes,
amen, JB.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Y'all already know. Sometimes it be so hard to shift when you hear it. You just be like, the presence of God and you don't even want to move. You just want to wait and just bask a minute. But we know we live on the air. We can't be silent. We can't be y'all looking at what's wrong with them tonight. So praise be unto God. So listen, I want to get into some current events, JB. I want to talk about a couple of things that first I want to talk about this young man. The young man, Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, they showed the surveillance video. First, I want to talk about the. It was one of the most disturbing videos that I've seen in a long time. You know what I mean? Just looking at how. Remember last week we didn't know too much about him. Like we didn't know of his character. We didn't know anything, and to hear all the things that he was doing in the community. All the things that, that he was looking to do and how he touched so many people. I was talking with somebody tonight and they just began to talk about how he touched people in politics, how he touched people in in the basketball arena, you know, in sports, and how he touched the kids, and how he went and coupled with Puma to do something for one of the schools in LA, and just so many different things that he was involved in, and how he one of his early interviews, they talked to me tonight about one of his. All right, we got a caller. Hold on a second. Caller, talk to me. What's going on?
I just had a story I needed to tell.
Okay, talk to us.
Okay, so I was driving down this busy road. Well, no, it was actually a forest, and I crashed my car near this monastery. And I knock on the door, and they let me in. Gratefully, they give me dinner. They feed me. I was about to go to sleep, and right before I heard this really strange noise, and it startled me because I didn't know what it was. And I wake up and I ask them, and they say, well, they can't tell me because I'm not a monk, whatever that means. So I put it off. It's whatever. And that was a couple years ago. So now, just a couple, it was 2 years ago. I have to tell the story because it's horrifying. So a couple years ago, I broke down, strangely enough, in front of the same monastery, and I ended up, I knocked on the door again, and they let me back in. They remembered me somehow, and they fed me dinner, and they fixed my car for the second time.
All right. So, okay. Sis, we're gonna have to speed this up. What exactly are you looking to get at tonight? Is there something that you need, or do you need prayer or something? What's going on?
Yeah, I want to die.
Okay. She hung up. So I hope at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this.
Well, I pray that she doesn't want to die.
Yeah, I pray that that's not the issue. But at the end of the day, is that we got to be very careful with our words. So I even ask God, please forgive her for, some of the things that we put into the atmosphere, because sometimes we think we playing and we making a joke about stuff, but sometimes we fail to realize that our words form things. So I ask that God will take it out of the atmosphere, and whatever it is that he's purposed your life, the reason why you still have breath in your body, I pray that will come to pass. In the name of Jesus Christ, Son of the living God, I pray that God will show you who he is, because obviously right now you don't sound like you know him. God bless you. Okay, so with that being said, Nipsey,
yes.
He actually was so hands-on in the community, and it was just like, to hear of this young man, his grandmother, JB, did you see her?
No.
His grandmother had spoke about the young man that shot him, and she said that she hoped that nothing happened to him while he was in jail. She also said that she hopes that he, she forgives him, and that she hopes that he has a relationship with Christ before he leaves here. And so it's, to see that, you say to yourself, like, wow, because it takes a lot, because of her. He was raised by his mother and his grandmother, and it's just like, wow, to hear those words is something else. You know what I mean? A family that is freshly grieving, you can see and hear where their hearts are, that they really truly are in Christ. And so I just thought that it was just awesome. So to really start to understand that his life was one way. He started off one way, and then he began to change his entire life to help those who are in need, because his very thing that he wanted to do was to help his community and help his people, and that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he like I said last week, I saw by chance an interview of him and his store, and he had a multi-purpose store. He was going to open up a barbershop. He was opening up a food restaurant, and the thing that he said is that it was all going to be family owned and operated, and he had various people that he was working with, like in studios and stuff like that, working for him. So he was trying to bring jobs back to the community, empowering people, making people proud of where they came from. And I felt like he also was trying to show that no matter how you start, it doesn't have to be how you finish. And he's been, and I guess I haven't seen and I saw that prior to his death. And that was all I really knew about him. I just knew he was a rapper who's been out for a while, pretty much underground. This was his first like big record to make it like Grammy nominated and all that stuff. And so when he passed, I started seeing all these other videos. Yeah. And he had like I want to say like a Tupac vibe to him, about how he spoke about where he came from and how he went back to Africa and how this and how that and how and he just seemed to be bigger than his rap persona that people maybe not have known. And you know, Steph Curry, Russell Wilson, not Russell Wilson, dude that played for the Thunder. I can't think of his name.
Russell. I know.
I can't remember his name. His last name is not Wilson, but I can't think of.
That's same.
I can't think of his last name right now, but yeah, and all these various people, Snoop, all these people came out speaking on him. And it was amazing to hear what they had to say. It was amazing to hear his voice. And it was amazing because people were going to start picking up his mantles. Like, you know, the documentary he was going to do, I heard that Nick Cannon is going to be picking it up. Somebody else has said they were going to be doing a foundation to make sure his kids would be able to go to college. Right. You know, so there were a lot of people who were picking up where he left off. And to me, that kind of is like a sign of who he was. Right. He was very positive, very powerful, very he talked about his hustle mentality and how it got him where he is. So it's been a very eye-opening situation, but I think the piece for me that was really something was finding out that the person who actually shot him knew him. And that's the piece that I haven't been able to wrap my mind around. And you know, because I didn't watch the video when he got shot. I watched the video of the surveillance, watching this man walk around the corner and how people got out the way, talked. You could tell like people talked to him like they knew him. And they say that he shook this man's hand before he got shot. So to me, that's like Judas. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it bothered me a lot because I'm certain that he helped him on some level. I'm certain that he was probably in the positions because of him, you know, and it just kind of made me remember kind of what Pastor was saying, and what we know to be true is you got to be very careful who you allow to be in your circle.
Come on, JB, you better say that thing tonight.
You have to be very careful because your life may depend on it. And that's the piece that stood out to me about this whole week when I saw that this, and you know, from like I said, from the initial video, it looked like someone that people knew. But I did not want to see the one where he actually got gunned down. I did not watch that one. JB, but it's like, you know, it's just very sad. And the fact that he hired a high-powered attorney.
Do you see who his lawyer is?
Yeah. The dude that got, you know, the dude that couldn't frame OJ.
Come on.
But I mean, it's just sad. But it's very important that we keep we keep an eye on who's in our circle. It's very important to discern who we allow in, because everybody doesn't need that access to you. And to me, that's all I thought about. Is like, you know, he's extending a hand trying to help these people, and these very people are the ones who gunned him down. I mean, it's like you can say that about like the Malcolm X's of the world. You know, they believe that he was, even though they felt like he was paid or other people were paid, but still he was gunned down by his own. So it's a sad state of affairs where we realize we're in the same situation that we have been in for years.
My God, JB, it's something. You know, it's Oscar has made a statement a little further up, and I noticed that he said that he said it hurt him. He said this one really hurt me. He said as if like he was like as if he almost knew him. You know what I mean? And it was just like, you know, to see somebody touch so many people in such a way it's amazing. You know what I mean? It really is amazing. Yep, yeah, all walks of life. Absolutely, JB. And it really is amazing. And shout out to Oscar. I see Songbird C. I see Stephanie joined. I see William. Hey, William. He joined, and it was I see Tamina joined us. Hey, Johnny's on here, and there was a couple other people that just slipped in. Terrence slipped in here. Sister Cena, Kadita jumped in here. Taisha, Shane, Terrence, Jerika, Ish. Shout out to what up, Ish? How are you, Derek, Christine? You know, Nikki just joined. Richard joined. Tiffany. So I just wanted to acknowledge y'all. You know, we definitely appreciate you here on Pam's World joining us. And JB, you know, it's I love what you said because I'm the type of person, I'm very huggy. I'm huggy, and that's something that God is really truly honest. Okay, doggone it, that compromise thing. You know what I mean? So what happens now? You know, Pamela, I was at the store the other day. I went to the store, and I know that I was by myself. So I walk in the store, and I see a young lady, and she sees me. She's very sweet. And at first, she's like, and she looked, and I was like, oh shoot. She's like, hi, Pam. She's like, I follow you on what you call. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, it's nice to meet you or whatever. And she's like, can I have a hug? And I know that, you know, people don't mean harm by it. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And she seemed very harmless, which in fact she was. Praise God for that. Shout out to, I believe her name was Crystal. Praise God. But for the most part, I was just like, how do I shut myself down, you know what I mean, in that area, you know what I mean? Not in a way that I'm being mean to people, you know, because I'm not trying to be mean, but I know that I have to be careful. And what you just said, again, it struck me, you know what I mean? And I know that that's something that God is saying to me, that I have to be very careful. I have to be very careful. Caller, talk to me. Hello? All right. I have to be very careful in that area. So my thing is like, how can I, and there it is. I'm like, how do I not sound mean? But that's not, but that's not
see, my thing is, why do you care how you sound?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know,
what do you say? Like,
well, I don't have that. I'm not a huggy person.
Right.
So
I am.
I know. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm not a huggy person, and I think I just give off a thing.
You do. Like, don't cross the line.
Yeah.
Caller, talk to us. Hello? Okay.
But I think I give off a thing, so I don't get a lot of that. You know what I mean? Right. I just don't. So I never really had to do that, right? But at the end of the day, it's like,
hey, I don't hug.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
You know, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. You know, you could shake your hand. You don't even have to. You could just say it's nice to meet you. I'm right. You know, nice to meet you. I'll keep following me. God bless you, and keep it moving.
Right.
Don't stop. Don't stay. You know, but I can't tell you how to do that, right? I can't tell you 100% how to do it because it's different. Mm-hmm. It would be different in each person, but you have to kind of discern.
Joe, she don't play, Joe. She don't at all.
You have to kind of discern. You have to kind of discern, like, who means you harm, who means you good. Right? You gotta kind of, but if you treat everybody a certain way, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, it's some people that I don't hug. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
like,
but then, why are you not concerned about sounding mean to them?
No, because I see something on them, like I see it. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, but you don't always see it.
Right. Okay.
It's not always evident. Like, think about old boy. He walked up and shook his hand. And
Jesus.
He didn't know that he was going to shoot and kill him. He might even have known that they had a disagreement, right? He might even have known that there was some strife.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
get what I'm trying to say? He
Yes.
might have known that, but he didn't think he was going to come and shoot him and kill him.
Right.
So everything is not always so evident.
Right.
Everything is not always so evident at all. So it's a matter of really just getting to a point where you're comfortable. And see, the thing is, you are more concerned about others and how they feel than how you feel. Like, you're not thinking about you're putting yourself in a compromised situation.
Wow. That's
you're thinking
good,
more
JB.
about
Wow.
making them feel bad.
Wow.
Because
That's good.
anybody
That's real good.
anybody who knows you knows your heart.
Right.
Anybody who knows you sees how you represent and present yourself.
Right.
So they know that's not your intent.
Right.
But they also know that you can't invite everybody into your space.
The devil is
So-
a liar tonight. And I bless God. This is when you know that you're doing something really dope. Come on. This is when you know that you really, truly, honestly go hard for God. When Joker's got to play on the phone all night. And listen, you're going to get the end button all night long.
Yes,
so
God.
as long as, who going to get tired first? Praise God. It ain't going to be us. It won't be us tonight. So we're not going to get tired.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. God is good. God is so good. Hey, Norm, what's up? You in the building, sir? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Stephanie says that doesn't mean, she said that doesn't mean that you were a mean person.
Exactly.
The same person you hug can give you a bad vibe or bad energy. You know what? Stephanie, at the end of the day, I really, truly, honestly, I appreciate what JB just said. I really do, because that is so true. I'm more concerned about hurting someone else and putting myself in a place where I can be hurt. So that right there is Pastor said something to me earlier today in the car that kind of flipped my wig back. And that right there, what you just said, just flipped my wig back, because I never thought about me being hurt. You know what I mean? I never thought about me being hurt. But when I think about that, I'm like, yo, look, I'm not trying to be hurt. I'm not trying to put myself in a place where I'll be the one at fault because I did this to me. You know what I mean? Opposed to me protecting myself and saying, drawing the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
I mean, but if you
that's good.
if you present like that, you're
That's
very
good, JB.
approachable, then people are going to approach.
Right.
And you know what I mean? But
Right.
you have to have a safeguard yourself. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
ma'am. Absolutely. That's good. That's good, JB. That's good. That really is good. All right, y'all. You know how we do on here. That bless my soul. Yes, God. God is awesome. He'll give you what you need if you're listening. So now that I know, I've been enlightened. Come on, I've been enlightened. So now that you know, you better showing up through this. Amen. Lonnie, I do hug. I'm just very careful about who I hug, because you can't hug everybody. I hug my family, and I definitely will continue to hug those who it is that love me. And it's not to say that people don't care about me, that they don't like me, but if I don't know you, then one thing with me, I was very the type that embrace everybody, because I was just that type, not even knowing that I'm putting myself at danger, which in fact I just heard tonight, and so that really did something to me. So I'm gonna protect me.
Stephanie just wrote
for me.
She wrote that used to be me as a businesswoman, worrying about what people think, because I used to be a sensitive person. I'm learning not to care if they don't like me. Very good point.
Yes.
I'll tell you why that's such a good point is because everybody would never like you.
Yeah.
So you can jump through all the hoops in the world and try to be everything you need to be for everybody
Come on,
else.
JB.
And the only person that loses out in that is you.
You're absolutely right. That's good. JB, you have no idea. That right there? Yes. Hit my ears real different tonight. It really did.
Kiki said even hugging family is dangerous. Yeah, got to
Jesus,
say that
you better
again.
say that. Come on. You better say that. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. Y'all know how we doing. We're going to slide just a little bit. JB, I want to talk about this Jada Pinkett thing that was published on March 31st between, it talked about Jada and August Alsina.
Yeah.
And they were, Jada actually was very, how would you say? She was there for him. I'll say it that way, for lack of a better word. She actually was there for him when he was going through a lot as far as with taking pills. He's a young man. And he actually was around, her kids at the time. And she, he basically said that Jada came and rescued
Saved his
him.
life, yeah.
You know, and as they began to, you know, she would talk to him and all of those things, and he said that what broke it for him is when Jada called him crying on the phone, and he said that she cared more about my life than I did, and he said, and that did something for him, and they became close. You begin to see different pictures that, you know, he was around her all the time or whatever, and you know, sometimes people walk you through something.
That's true.
And then so it's just like the pictures became a little, you know, from the pictures that I saw, they seemed a little inappropriate. You know what I mean? They're taking pictures together, but bodies pressed up on one another. It was also, you know, that people began to say that they were lovers, that they were together, a item. And he had put a birthday shout out up on Jada's page about her, and the way he expressed how she was his everything, I was like, whew. You know, like, listen, that's strong, that's heavy, you know, for you to put that up there, and she a married woman, that's heavy. And and then from that, JB, when I saw, you know, the next thing you know that he did this song, and it's called Koren, Koren. And it's a conversation, like he's having a conversation with a girl. That's the song, and it's basically talking about how you don't call and all of these things. And then at the end of it, he puts a clip from Low Down Dirty Shame. Remember when she had the short haircut?
Yes,
he put an emoji with the Low Down Dirty Shame emoji, and then said in Corinne, and it's spelled the way Jada Corinne Smith. And that's I was like, oh man. So I was like, whoa. So it's allegedly that the two of them were together, but the alleged to me seems like it's a lot of, like, this young man is heartbroken. It sounds like, because he's a young boy, he's a young dude, you know what I mean? He's young, and it sounds like his heart is broken, and he don't know how to contain it. You know how some people get their heart broken, and they're a little older sometimes, and they know how to fare with it. It seemed like he don't know how to fare with this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he's a recovering addict. That's probably why he was on in the first place.
Jesus.
I'm certain, like, I don't know. I don't know, because I didn't read all of the stories.
Right.
I did see the pictures. I did see the hype. I also know he had a new album coming out, so I know a lot of times people allow things to kind of fester to push a project. Also know that she unfriended the Kardashians, so I thought maybe
she unfriended him, and he's not following her no more, and she's not following him no more.
Yeah, well, you know. Well, but she unfollowed the Kardashians, and I thought at first, okay,
why she not following them?
Oh, well, because of what they did to the Jordan Woods girl.
Okay.
And you know how they were all mad at her or whatever. So she was unfollowing them. So I thought maybe this was like, you know, some pushback, or, you know, to get the story going on her now. I don't know. But the fact that she's unfollowing, they unfollowed each other. That's interesting. But when somebody is, sometimes somebody can be everything to you, and it doesn't have to be a sexual thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he had an unhealthy, and this is what I felt like. I felt like he may have developed an unhealthy.
Did you see how she was pressed up against him?
Yeah, but if you see him but she was been like that. That didn't just happen. Like, in all the pictures, you know, she's hugged up with him, other artists. You know what I mean? It's not just him.
For real?
I don't know how to explain it. Like, when I guess it's like the celebrity picture taking pose.
No, JB.
I mean, unless I'm not seeing the same one you saw.
No, you ain't seen the ones I seen.
I just felt like he might have developed an unhealthy connection to her. Okay. And maybe when she was trying to break that unhealthy connection, it got to this place. So I just didn't see a sexual relationship just because of the way she spoke on her Red Table Talk when he was on the drugs and trying to help him get off and trying to help him get clean. So for someone who has a family member that has dealt with addiction, I would think she would know it wouldn't be a good idea to become sexually active with this young man, because the savior can't become the problem. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like you save him just to push him right back off the cliff. So I don't know. I just yeah, that's a celebrity pose, right? That's a prom pose. It's a celebrity pose. But is her dress, you know what it is the dress she's wearing is not very appropriate for that picture maybe, but her posing with him.
You gonna let a man touch you right there? You married?
Okay, look up about 500 other pictures for red carpets or people at premieres. You're gonna see that same type of pose.
Not
it's just her
married?
dress is cut low and cut high. Yeah, y'all. To me, I don't see nothing extra spectacular. I mean, it's not like they both butt naked sitting on the corner of a bed. You get me?
No, that would have just been. That would have been just. That would have been like. That's when you've been like.
I don't know.
Here it is, JB.
I
This
just
is
don't
the-
feel.
This is the animation.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, we gonna play the animation for y'all tonight. Where's the animation? How did we play this, JB?
Well, I don't know. I felt like just from the few things that I've seen and the person that I know, and I don't know the whole situation, I just felt like it was an unhealthy connection that maybe she may have realized and tried to break.
Right. I'm trying to see if we could play this.
But I don't know for certain. But I do know from what I did see from what you sent, he does seem to be in his feelings a tad bit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is his thing. He says, "Hey, stranger," and it just says, "Og." And then it goes on to say, it says, "That's not fair. What's her name? Why is you texting me, asking who's next to me?
You're just an actress."
Yeah. He says, "You're just an actress." And then he put the low down dirty shame pic. And then he says, "Putting on the show because you don't want the world to know that you." I can't see that.
It's blurred out on purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
You
can't
get
see
me?
that.
Like, I think they blurred it out
Okay,
on
on
purpose.
purpose. Yeah.
And see, and that to me is what I mean. It's like
No, the video.
the video's clear.
Yeah, the video's all the way clear.
All right, y'all.
All
I'm
the
gonna
way.
have to go watch it because
The video's.
I
all the
just
way
can't.
clear.
I can't believe that one, she would put herself in this position again after they are gotten to a point where wherever their marriage is where it is, and that she now is on a platform where she has a voice, and people are actually tuning into her show and with an expectation of hearing something positive and seeing something good.
I heard her show started off crazy though.
Her show is very it's a unique perspective. One of the episodes that she did, which I actually kind of liked, it was talking about race. And then after she's been doing this thing now, she has the show, and then after the show, she brings on another guest to kind of talk about the show. And so it's talking about race, but then she brought on the star of Grey's Anatomy, and she's married to a black guy, and she has 2 biracial children, and so they were talking to her, and her perspective about speaking about race and understanding how black people are angry and this and that. I felt like that was a conversation that would have never been had on national television. So her platform and what she has to say can reach so many, and a multitude of stars, but a multitude of races and a multitude of audiences. But if you get bored into this kind of slander here,
flip-floppy,
you're gonna miss some of your audience. You know what I mean? You're going to lose some of her audience, and to me that was so I don't know why she would risk that. Yeah, he has been hurting for a while, and that's what I'm saying is I think he's emotional, but not about a sexual relationship. I think maybe she tried to adjust his connection, because when somebody has been he said that he owes her his life. He owes himself his life. He owes God his life. He doesn't owe it to her.
His comments in that song it doesn't talk about being a sister.
No, I'm not saying I didn't hear the song, but what I'm saying is, but my point is that he had an unhealthy connection to her. Like he was treating her, even in the interview, he basically, he had to do the work. He had to realize he had a problem. He had to go up. Now she might have been a catalyst to help get him there, but he had to stick with the program. You get what I'm trying to say? So to me, even when he talked about that, I felt like, oh, that's kind of unhealthy. He was kind of saying like he owed everything to her, and people can let you down. People can. You get what I'm saying? It's like when you do that, you set yourself up for something like this later. So I personally don't know it to be true. I didn't read all the, and I didn't hear the song.
Allegedly.
But from what I saw, prior to all this stuff coming out, the last couple days prior, I just felt like there was an unhealthy connection.
Okay. Yes. All right. Yes. Yo, tonight, y'all, I definitely, that's something. Yeah, it is. Like you said, JB, sometimes people can be unhealthily, I'm trying to get my words out, can have an unhealthy attachment to you. You're absolutely right. And that thing right there can go in a whole totally different spin.
Yeah. Kiki and said
sometimes you can.
Yeah, Kiki said maybe she became his newfound addiction, and she cut him off. But that could be that's kind of what I mean. It's like sometimes somebody can become so infatuated with you that you are the reason why they're sober. You know what I mean? You are the reason why because if I keep doing this, I could be with you. You get what I'm trying to say? And sometimes you do things for the wrong reason, and then when things don't happen the way that you think, then everybody's against you. You hurt me, you broke my heart.
Oh, we might have had a fling. You turned me out, and now I'm going berserk.
But if that's the case, he's a grown man. You know what I mean? Like
you can, but it's spilling out.
Well,
it's either one of the two.
If he's a grown man, and never mind. Yeah, let's not say that.
Obsession. Yes.
She should have kicked him to the curb if that's the case.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep, it's time to go. Good night. Time to go.
Jesus.
Yes, thank God. Yes. All right. So yes, y'all already know. Those are the current events for tonight. You know what I mean? Not to go in. Oh, you know what? There was another thing that I wanted to talk about. His name was, what is his name? Is it Kodak Black or something like that? Remember the young man, dark-skinned dude, he had the dreads, and he was just saying that he didn't like his color and all of that stuff. It was a while back. A while back, right? Actually, just found out that he's actually talking real. You know how sometimes you young and you just remember how you made that comment and you was like, some people just don't even know how to talk. And that, you know what, I want to segue into this whole thing with Cardi B as well too. I want to talk about that, JB, because you said so. You just don't even say nothing no more. You know what I mean? Don't even talk. Don't even open your mouth and say nothing. Yes, him. He actually said something about Lauren London. He made a comment, and right now they're banning his music. They was like they're not even gonna play his music anymore.
Yeah, he's got slammed for flirting with Lauren. Lauren London that? After Nipsey Hussle's death.
Yeah, like who does that? Like, come on, like sometimes, like, and that's the thing. Sometimes we do things trying to just be, how sometimes you want to be the smart aleck, or you want to be the one that you want to be the first one to say something, or I ain't afraid to say nothing, or whatever, and you make you make yourself look so crazy. I'll say it that way. Yeah, but you know
what though?
And you make yourself look just crazy.
But think about it. Half the people who are rappers now, that's all they've done. And that's how they got famous.
Buffoonery.
But this is how half the rappers is. I saw... There's this video.
Yes, Kelly, disrespectful.
On Facebook. There's two of them actually. It's one of this one young lady who says, "This is how you make a Migos song." She walks up to three people. She asks them to give them random words, and she took those random words and made a song about it. And it was like drop it. It was like squat, drop, banana, or something like that. Something stupid like that. But the song by the end sound like a hit record.
Wow.
And it is like, because this is what
That's
people
crazy.
do. Then there was another man that did a video that said, this is what rap gonna sound like in 2020, right? This man had all these colorful things in his hair with these big, ridiculous pacifiers. But this is what people are doing
That's
to become
crazy.
famous.
Yeah, that's
so
ridiculous.
he did something that he thought probably would get him some attention. And
he got some attention.
a friend of mine, Brian, he posted a thing and he was like, attention is the new, you know how they used to say money is the root of all evil? And he was saying attention is the root of all evil. Now, like, people want to be attention so bad, you know. And so the thing is, like, this, he probably thought somehow that this would get him some jokes, some likes, some laughs, some followers, and some fans. Right?
Jesus.
And it backlashed.
Yeah, it sure did.
But for so many other people, it doesn't. How many people are famous because they look at that stupid I apologize. The young white lady that was on Dr. Phil. She got famous for telling Dr. Phil to meet her outside.
Are you serious?
She was like, meet me outside. Next thing you know, she's a meme. Everybody, and now I see her invited to parties, and she's.
That's crazy.
But what I'm saying is, people do ridiculous things for the attention, and what happens is typically people give it to them.
Right.
But in this case, he didn't realize that he was such a conscious person that so many people were not going to play. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And it's just too fresh. That's like when Biggie or Pac died. There was not going to be people clowning them.
Right, exactly.
If they were going to be you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that. Like he had that type of.
Yes.
So it was no game. It was no joke. It was none of that. Yes. And so I don't think he thought this one through. I'd never heard of this. I mean, I've heard of him, but I never heard of his music. I never purchased any of his music, nor would I ever plan to. So him saying something to Lauren didn't change my perspective. But maybe if we did this to everybody who does something ridiculous and foolish, instead of celebrating them, maybe it'll stop.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And JB, I want to segue right into the thing with Cardi B. Your thoughts? Because I'm Did you see the video?
Which one? The one where she said she's not Bill Cosby?
The guy no, I didn't see her response to Old Boy. But did you see Old Boy's video?
Nah, I didn't watch that. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I watched this video and he was just like, in some stuff that he said was, the lady was just like allegedly, it was some stuff that was made, some things that he said. And at first, he's sitting up there smoking a cigarette and all of this stuff. But when he began to talk about certain things, he started talking about Monistat, fell out of her bag. He's like, before she was Cardi B. And the young lady that used to live with her talked about how she had boxes of Monistat in the house. And dude didn't know that. So she was just like, for him to say that from out of nowhere, it was kind of just like, where did it come from? So trying to piece the things together. So it was just like, for real, like, honestly, this is his moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is his moment. I'm not even going to front. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was his moment. He didn't want to talk to anybody, so he did his Instagram, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's looking clownish, pretty much. And but at the end of the day, it's a possibility that he was one of the ones that got drugged. But at the same time, too, like, what do you do with that? Like, as women, you know what I mean? As women, and, we look at this situation and we looked at Bill and we said Bill was absolutely wrong. He was out of line. This was before Cardi was doing what she was doing, and nobody would have never known if she hadn't said anything. Because these dudes wasn't going to come to the table. They wasn't going to come to the table and say that I was drugged and this, that, and the third. None of them. But I'm pretty sure that those who felt that was like, oh, shoot, that's what happened to me. Like, pretty much it's like, yo, that's what happened to me. So sometimes it's just like, I feel like you put yourself in a line of fire.
She should shut up and never speak again.
Yes. And so my thing is that, is there a possibility, JB, that they could come? Okay. Yep. Okay.
I mean, there should be, and see, that's the thing. It's like we want to bring up cases on people that of men that happened 25, 35, 45 years ago, Jesus. And we want to throw them in jail. Yeah. Just because Cardi B is popular doesn't negate that. I mean, because she's a woman. Drugged somebody, but see, the thing is, her thing is she drugged them, but she never had sex with them. Right. Is my understanding.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby was arrested for pretty much rape.
Yeah.
So she never had sex with him. I don't know if it's the same level of
Jesus.
Of time, you know what I mean? Because I believe it's molestation and rape that has a longer. You know you can come back all these 100 years later.
So she'll do time for drugging.
I don't know. I don't know
So
because somebody got to press charges.
Jesus.
So somebody got to press charges, and she could say that it's unjust. She never really did it, and people would have to prove it. I mean, it could be a thing. But my whole thing is like, why should she not face what everyone else is facing?
Yeah.
I mean, people got fired because they said someone looked pretty.
Jesus.
She's on Instagram saying that she drugged people because that's all she could do at the time.
Yeah.
And then this woman had the audacity to come out. Like, people were making memes and clowning her, saying that she was Bill Cosby. And she was like, I'm not Bill Cosby. And her words the words that she said, and this is when I posted to somebody, I was like, she should just not speak.
Yeah.
Because she said, it is not rape if it gets hard.
I'm done.
Out her mouth. This wasn't a text. This was like a video of her saying it, right? And
she's incriminating herself.
That's like, she should just not speak any longer, right? Because the more she speaks, the more ridiculous it sounds. But my whole thing is like, if you're going to press charges against these other young men that have done various things, then why is she any different?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she's not locking people up and having them piss and crap in buckets.
Right.
But if she's drugging people and taking their money, that is a crime.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
But I don't know if the statute of limitation for robbery.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying is I don't know if it's the same thing, because I was under the impression from what I've read that she was not having sex with them. She was kind of drugging them so she didn't have to have sex with them.
So she didn't. Then she'd just take the money and go.
Yeah. Like the Players Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, his comments. Yeah, if you're talking about Kodak Black, yes, his comments were very just disrespectful. They just ill-advised, not timeful. But my whole thing is, though, he knows he didn't stand a chance with Lauren London. He knows that. And so that was a ploy. That was a gimmick, probably for views and ratings and likes and you know, that type of thing. But he doesn't realize that so many people loved him, Nipsey Hussle I'm talking about, that he alienated himself. Right. And that's exactly what happened. There's radio stations that stopped playing his music. There's people who are no longer going to follow him. He's lost fans. So Jesus. You know, this is how foolishness stops. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yes, when there's an immediate repercussion for the nonsense. So like, you know, we were just talking about Cardi, and I mean, I wonder how many people still going to watch her shows. How many people still listening to her music? Is there a mute Cardi B going on? I mean, it's like, this is what we create when we when you have these issues. But if you're still supporting her music, then you must think it's okay for her to have drugged people.
That's good.
And that's the bottom line. It's like, you know,
good.
So.
That's real good.
I don't think she gets a pass because she's a female. I don't think she gets a pass because she's a celebrity.
I agree, JB. I definitely agree with you. And Stephanie says she's the type that won't shut up. She has no filter and careless about what she says. Wow.
Oh, Lonnie, I didn't know that. He said it's crazy that you mentioned the Catch Me Outside girl because Kodak Black and her are best friends. I didn't know that.
I can't. I'm done. When I seen that, I was like, yo, I'm done. Oh man.
Yeah, I think he's mentally too.
Yeah. Got some.
You gotta pray for him.
Yeah, for real. Got some things going on. All right, y'all. Y'all already know what we're gonna do. We're gonna slide, and it's about that time. I don't know if you know tonight, but I'm about to let you know what time it is. Yes, what time is it? Yo, I ain't got my beatbox. I ain't got my beatbox
you know
here
I'm not a
tonight.
beatboxer.
Hey, what time it is tonight?
Yes.
Yo, going down. What time is it tonight?
Yeah.
It's time for the J to the B, the on.
Yes, everybody. Real simple, real sweet, real simple, real sweet. I know we talked about a little bit last week on the NCAAs, and everybody was all excited about Duke and Carolina, and that didn't happen. There's so many people who had brackets that they're complete busts. Like nobody had this nobody had this Final Four picked. I mean, they talked about the percentage of people that had these 4 teams picked, but I had picked Virginia from the door. So Virginia is going to be playing in the championship game tomorrow night. Of course, you heard it here first. Yes, I did pick Virginia from the beginning. I'll show you my bracket if you don't believe me. Yes, I did. Now, I didn't pick them to be playing Texas Tech.
Oh, they're playing Texas Tech?
Yeah, Texas Tech. Tech and Virginia. They're going to be playing tomorrow night. So everybody who is into basketball or not into basketball, check it out. I picked Virginia from the beginning, so I'm going to stick. I got to stick with Virginia. I got to stick with Virginia.
Is Texas going to give them a run?
I have no idea, because Texas, even though they were a 3 seed in their division, no one picked them to come out. I mean, come on.
The underdog, nobody expected them.
Nobody picked them. I mean, come on. I mean, like, there are people who are in my bracket. Most people had Carolina or Duke, but a lot of people had Carolina and Duke playing for the championship game, and they bypassed everything else. So I just knew Duke and Carolina wasn't going to make it. They weren't going to win it all. I had actually, my final 2 were Duke and Virginia, but I still had Virginia winning. I don't know why I had Virginia winning, but I just felt like Duke wasn't going to be able to finish it out, and I want Zion to be healthy when he joins the Knicks next year.
Is he going with the Knicks?
Oh, this is a draft, so and we're jumping to conclude. No,
okay,
we're jumping to conclusions that he's even going to come out. Okay. I saw something, and I don't know if it's true, but I saw something about him going back to college next year.
Really?
It was on April 1st, so it could have been an April Fool's joke.
Okay.
But I don't know why he would. He would be the number 1 pick. I'm pretty certain of it if he came out this year.
You think his numbers are going to be good?
You know what? I think he has a very good game. I think he's more power forward than a center.
Okay.
And I think when he comes to the league, trying to play a center position could not translate.
Right. He's not that strong.
He's strong, but it's hard to explain it. I just feel like he'd be a better power forward.
Okay.
And I think he's going to play a center, but he can dribble. He can run the court. He's a great player. But I would love to see him play in the league. Like, I can't wait. I just don't know how his game is going to translate 100% because there's so much hype.
Right.
There is such a crazy amount of hype behind him.
Really?
That is almost impossible to live up to all the hype.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and that's another thing. It's like, it was like Zion playing. It wasn't Duke.
Zion.
Like, I had people was coming on being like, yo, Zion. Yeah. So, wow. Joe, I'm too. I'm concerned about that. Like, Joe says that he's concerned about his weight. I'm concerned about that. Like, I just don't see. I don't know. I just don't know.
You think they'll run him over, JB?
They're not going to run him over. It's just that he doesn't have the height to me to be a great center.
Okay.
And he's still a little young, so I don't know. I think he can get pushed around a little bit. Yeah. It's not college.
They're Charles Barkley them all underneath.
Charles Barkley don't play no more, right?
Yeah, I know he don't. But you remember how Barkley used to do people?
Yeah, Barkley
he used to run you over. He used to run you over.
We're not at in this
Barkley
in this day and age. You don't have people playing like that. Yeah. But I like it.
He's run.
But that's how basketball used to be played. Right, now you blow on somebody, you get in a foul,
pansy, they fall down.
Yeah, but it takes something away from the game.
Yeah.
And so in this NBA, he may do well. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm very excited to see him play.
Right.
I don't care where he goes. I will definitely watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a Knicks fan, and I would love for him to come to the Knicks. I would love some shifting and movement to happen. I want the Knicks to be good. I want us to be contenders. I'm tired of our little subpar team. I'm disgusted with it. But at the end of the day, I would love to see this young man succeed. You know what I mean? He just seemed to have a good heart. He seemed to be a good kid. He seemed to say all the right things. He seemed to want to play ball. Like he enjoys this game. It doesn't seem to be all about the glitz and glamour and the fame for him. Like he's enjoyed his college experience. When you listen to him speak and talk, you know, Zion is the real deal. So I would love to see him again. Everybody knows this. Anybody who knows me, I would love to see him play for the Knicks. But I just want to see him play. You know what I mean? I just don't know how his game going to translate into the league. And there was a thing that I saw, and as I know it's gymnastics, and I know you're thinking, oh my God, that's not really sport, but it is. There was a young lady that was doing a floor routine exercise, and she landed in a way that appeared to have been the most horrifying thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
What happened, JB?
She broke.
Jesus God.
She broke both legs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she broke both legs and dislocated both kneecaps.
Oh God.
And she's an Auburn gymnast. And when I saw this video,
you saw her legs break?
Yeah. When I saw this video, her name is Samantha. And when I saw this video, she's a senior gymnast. Like, you know, so this is her last year. She's a senior gymnast at University of Auburn University. And she had to be carted off. She had to have air casts placed on her legs.
Jesus.
She had to, and it was like I said, the most horrifying injury that I've ever seen. And I've watched a few basketball players have compound fractures, you know, in the games and stuff like that. So
what happened?
She was doing a floor overpass, and she landed, and her legs went like this, and they buckled. Both her knees and both her legs broken. Wow. And when I saw that, I thought about how you know, we were talking about Zion, and we were talking about, you know, how one injury or one thing can happen, and that could be your career. Yeah. So when I saw this thing, and you know, she's a senior gymnast, you know, at this age, as seniors in college, you know, this is their last hurrah. You know what I mean? They're not going to the Olympics. They're not, you know what I mean? So for her to dislocate both knees and break both legs, and the fact that her report back was like, you know, she's still, you know, with the team trying to win for her and stuff like that. That is what I think like the college atmosphere of sports is all about, right? And so Zion could actually go back, because the comment that I saw was him saying that he really wanted to win a championship. Right? So I'm hoping that he sees, you know, something like, you know, devastating can happen at any time. But anyway, I just wanted us to see, hear about this young lady, and actually lift her up in prayer. Pray that she gets back on her feet. God. Pray that she can do everything that she was doing prior. Because again, the video that I watched, and I've seen some injuries happen during sports. You know, I've seen some big hits in football. I've seen some people be carted off. I have never witnessed a injury like this, and she's a little young lady. I mean, she's like 5'2", 5'3", and just to see her legs buckle like that. So again, let's lift her up. Let's lift up the whole Auburn University gymnastics team, because I know in their hearts, and everybody else at that event, because this was the the championship game. You know, the championships of their universities or whatever, right? And I know that had to be kind of horrifying, because the next people had to get ready to get up and jump on that same floor.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They didn't stop the meet?
They didn't stop. They carted her off, and then they cued the music for the next one.
God.
So it was the most horrifying injury that I have ever seen. So it is wow. It is like, we take things for granted. We take things for granted, and it looked like something extremely routine. Like it didn't look like she wasn't doing no special trick. It was very routine. And I mean, for you guys who've watched football, track even, you've seen very routine things turn crazy. You know, I've watched a routine hit in football, and you saw the young man from Rutgers be paralyzed. You know, I mean, I've seen a routine hit in football. I've seen someone, I saw Paul George jump up to get a rebound, the way he came down, compound fracture, out. So I mean, like, injuries can happen and we take things for granted. Sports is amazing, sports is great, all of these things. And I just pray over all the athletes that they're able to do the thing that they love and continue to move forward in whatever level that is. If it's professional, if it's high school, if it's college, if it's whatever it is, because sports bring joy, sports brings camaraderie, sports brings a lot. And I know it's weird because I am a female who just so happens to absolutely love sports. And I love all sports. I watch tennis. I watch gymnastics. I watch track.
You like hockey? I love hockey.
I actually kind of got into hockey a little bit.
I love when
I started to try to understand the rules. And when I found out the rules are very similar to soccer, I was surprised because I really don't care for soccer.
You don't like soccer?
And the reason why I don't care for soccer is it's just a lot of running back and forth. But it's the same principle.
I like when they take them down, when they take each other down.
But that's technically the thing that they shouldn't do, right? But it's something about it, right? But hockey is the same rules. You can't go past the blue line. You can't. You got defensemen and stuff like that. But again, that's not the part that I like. I like the. I don't know. I kind of started to get into the sport of it.
Throwing you up against the wall. Those are parts that I be cracking up.
But those be the people who wind up getting concussions. That's like football. Like you know what I mean.
Chain.
So it becomes a thing, I guess. But I absolutely do. I love all sports, and I've just felt horrible after seeing that young lady's injury. And when I was watching it, and I was watching it, and I was like, I just couldn't believe I witnessed what I saw. I was trying to see what she did differently that caused it. But she didn't do anything that I saw that was wrong, but I'm not a gymnast. So okay, everybody, tomorrow night, check out Virginia winning the championship. Or you heard me say that, right? Because I picked them to win my bracket. So Virginia will be winning the championship, and then I will be the one that's coming on top. So yes, go Virginia.
Come on, Virginia. Yes, Virginia.
I'm not going to talk too much about the trades. I'm not going to talk too much about baseball because again, all that stuff is kind of fresh. So next week we'll be talking about some of the trades. We'll be talking about OBJ. We'll be talking about how's he doing down there and running his mouth a little bit. We'll be talking about D Wade no longer going to be playing anymore.
Really, he retired.
He retired, and he I think his thing was pretty cool because a couple days ago he had his last game at the Garden, and he went down and hit the middle of the floor, and I was like, oh man, it's like D Wade is amazing. Like, he's an amazing ball player. He's a good dude. It was kind of good to see him succeed and kind of go out on his terms. And from when we talked before, he had an opportunity to go to China and make a grip.
He did.
And he decided to stay here and play one more year for pennies. Compared to what they was going to pay him. So, I still think he said it himself. He said he still could play.
Says she be talking a whole other language.
Yeah, but right. But he said it himself. He could still play, but he's decided that this is his last year.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. I think that's great, and I'm going to miss seeing him play because I think he can ball too. But he's been going around to each city, exchanging jerseys with various players and doing pitches and stuff like that. So I really. The game will miss him, and I hope he comes back in some capacity. He has a great personality. Maybe he'll be an analyst or something like that, or maybe even a coach, because he has a couple young boys himself. So I don't know, maybe a coach or something, but I do believe the game will miss him, and I feel like he should try to find a way to get back involved in it somehow at some point because he definitely would be missed.
That's dope. That's dope, JB. That's dope. Now, before I let you get up out of here, you know I'm going to ask you, do you think LeBron really going to stay with the Lakers, or you think he about to shift again?
He signed a contract. He'll be there for a couple of years.
Just for a couple of years?
Yeah.
And you
LeBron
think
is in LA
you think
because
he's going right after that? He's out of there?
I mean, the whole thing is like, at the end of the day, LeBron really doesn't need to play. So it depends on what he wants to prove.
Right. Okay.
I mean, he's won the championship. He's won MVP. He's brought struggling franchises back from the dead.
Right.
And I think him going to LA is an opportunity to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe really he's in LA because he wants to do movies. I mean, he has a film career. Like, this is the first time he ain't make the playoffs in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he don't seem beat about it.
He don't. He's sitting laughing on the side. And everything. Yeah, he's cool.
And you know, so my thing is, like, he got a bigger fish to fry. You know, I don't think anyone in their right mind thought LA was going to do anything with the people they put around him.
Sharitha says that he's making moves in LA.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's making moves in LA. He had no, I mean, when he was talking about leaving and going various places, it was LA or New York.
Right.
And we all knew he wasn't coming to the Knicks.
Right.
So it was one destination. I mean, two teams he could have chose between, you know, the Lakers and the Clippers. Yeah. But I mean, it was one destination. Mm-hmm. I mean, he already has a film company. They've already been doing some things. Yeah. So it only makes sense.
It makes sense to be right in the heart of it. Right.
And he put his school in Cleveland, so he's left his mark. Okay. You know what I mean? He left Cleveland in a better place than the way he left the last time. You know, the people weren't burning his jerseys. So I feel as though he's done his part. Right. Okay. So like now everything else is a bonus. Like I don't think he's after records. I mean, he probably broke everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing for him to prove. Right. I think LeBron the player, you know how I feel about that. Yeah. But I mean, I think LeBron the dude, he's done some amazing things. You know, he's worked with young men. He's trying to bring some diversity to Hollywood. He's putting on plays, not plays, but like he's working on movies and things like that that can make a difference. Yeah. So I mean, to each his own. But I know some Laker fans are very pissed because they feel like he's playing for the Lakers, but that's not really. Yeah, it's not really. They're not getting the LeBron that everybody else got. Yeah,
you're not coming here.
Well,
being
that's
Kobe.
The thing. Yeah. He's not Kobe, and people who are true LA fans, is mad about it.
They're upset. Yeah. Okay. Mm.
Yeah. Yes. He'll be sitting on the bench watching it with me. This is the first time in a long time. Oh, I got so many jokes for them LeBron fans because half the people that I know that were Cleveland fans became Miami fans, then went back to Cleveland, and now they Laker fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you wasn't a fan of those teams. You just a LeBron fan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I agree. I concur.
Yes, God.
Absolutely. Yes, Sharitha. Yes. All right, y'all. Y'all already know. You know how my girl do all the time. J to the B on Sp-Did-A-Dorts. And you can find her on IG.
Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, JBOnsports.com.
Yes.
Or JB on Sports on Instagram, Facebook. And you know what? You can post the different things that you want me to talk about. Because I only talk about the things that I want to talk about until somebody tells me something different.
I know that's right. And then, listen, I'm telling you, I think I always say this. I've said it numerous times here on the show. Any dude, listen, go to my IG and let me know if you want to go up against JB when it comes to sports, because I don't think you can hang. I don't care how old you are. Listen, I don't think you can hang, because she be saying stuff that I just be like, pause, because I don't know nothing about what she's saying. Not one word. But I'm in agreement because I know she know. I know
a lot of people don't be agreeing.
Listen, I know she know at the end of the day. So listen, if you want to battle it out with JB, you think that you can come up here and do be up on JB on Sports with us on the segment of JB on Sports if JB is feeling the idea. And she got to go in her spirit, then listen, at the end of the day, I want you to weigh in and hit JB on Sports up on IG. And please, please, please hit me up, Pamela Long Forever, and DM the both of us and just let us know if you definitely, truly, honestly think that you can hang. If you can hang in sports, get at us, because I want to see. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Man, or woman, I don't think you can hang at all. I'll buy you dinner because I don't bet. Because I was about to say I can't. I don't bet. I don't gamble. But what I can say is this: is that dinner you ain't gonna eat because JB gonna eat. I don't think you can do it. And y'all already know, y'all. Listen, shout out to JB. JB, thank you for always enlightening us and letting us know what it is that's going on. Yes, indeed. Yes. JB, I want to slide into something. Y'all know how we do on the show. We want to slide. I want to slide in because this is y'all segment. You know, y'all voice matters. I want to weigh in on the fact of just picking up the pieces of getting over a broken heart. You know, I know that a lot of people have been through some things, so I want to talk to you. I want y'all to weigh in. If you want to call in 646-233-1302. If you call playing, you are going to get the dial tone. 646-233-1302. I want to hear about picking up the pieces to a broken heart. How did you get through some of the things that, and it could be a broken heart from anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be just relationship man and woman. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you can have a broken heart over these people got connections to things sometimes. That's you true. Know, I smashed my car and my heart was broke. You know what I mean? My heart was broke. Too. Come on, I had to get on the bus for a good bit and ride the bus. I was Ubering it for a long time, you know. So talk to us tonight, 646-233-1302. Let us know how you got over the very thing that broke your heart.
Amen.
You know what, JB? I'll start off. You know, I actually was. I could talk about a relationship that broke my heart. My heart broke when, Candy, come on, Jesus, you already know. My heart broke when I lost my mom. You know what I mean? I can honestly say, ooh, Jesus, I felt that one. Get it together. When I lost my mom, but it was something that I can honestly say that didn't sweep me away. You know what I mean? It hurt me to a point where it was a part of me that was that part of my heart that I didn't have my best friend to talk to. Those were the things that broke my heart because I know where she is. I know that she's in the presence of the Lord. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that if I live right, that I'll see her again. You know what I mean? If I live in accordance to what the Bible said, if I live in accordance to what God calls me to do, and to first and foremost accept his son Jesus Christ into my heart and then live and continue in that. You know what I mean? I know that one day I'll see him first and then I look to see her. I'm like, God, please just show me where she is. Let me see her. But my heart broke in areas because I couldn't call her no more. You know what I mean? It's just like everything that I would do, the accolades and the things that are going on, I would call and be like, Mom, I'm about to get on the stage. She'd be like, all right, boo, you go ahead and do what you do. You know what I mean? And because I don't hear that, sometimes it's just like, dog, man, that part of me that just be like, dog, man, I just want to hear that. So it's just like I had to, the things that I did to get through it and continue to get through it is that I remember, like you told me, to remember the good times. Like when the day that she passed comes around, you told me, you said, Pam, don't remember that day. You know what I mean? Don't remember it. Don't remember that day. Remember the good times. And so those were the things that, you know, because sometimes you feel like if you don't put yourself in that place, then it's just like, dog, do I really love them? You know, because I ain't putting myself in that place. And so I began to celebrate, you know what I mean? Even the more. And it's just like I celebrate her life, even though there's that area in my life now that I miss her. Like my heart is not broken. I'd be like, dog, I could be like, I sat in the house the other day and I was like, dog, Ma, I said, I miss you so much. And I was like, dog, I said, I really, truly, honestly miss you. But then in the midst of that, I can feel the comfort. Like I had my phone in my hand and I had a picture of her up. I was looking through my phone and I saw a message that I snapshotted on my phone from my mother. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I just put the phone on my chest and I said, I really miss you. But my heart wasn't broken anymore because I began to do the work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Begin to think about the times, the good times and the great times and all the things that she's taught me, that if I look in the mirror and I look hard enough, I can go past me looking like my daddy and I can see a little bit more of my mom now, you know, especially because I done cut all my hair off. So it's just like, I thank God for, like you always say, you got to do the work. You know what I mean? To get out of anything that you're going through, if you do the work, you can get out of it. And that's something that I learned from you, JB. You know, you always talk about one thing with you is that the very thing that I think that that I, you know how like some things that you're used to, like when you're going through, somebody be like, oh, you know, to put the Band-Aid on it. It's just like, you like, no, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid. I'm not going to give you the Band-Aid because you don't need the Band-Aid. You had the Band-Aid too much. That's your problem. That's your problem. You had the Band-Aid too much. And so I'm not going to give you the Band-Aid. I'm going to show you how to get healed. I'm going to show you how to heal. And it's just like, oh, God, okay, get it together, Pamela. That's the part, JB, that is so interesting about you. And it's so dope. But it's just like a lot of times I wasn't ready for that. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready for that. But when I began to understand more of who you were and who you are, it was just like so many areas of my life I was able to get healed. I might not have, I might not have received it at the moment because I didn't know how, because I'm used to somebody putting the Band-Aid on, opposed to you like, no, get some air. Come on, we're going to take the Band-Aid off. I know it's going to stick to your hairs over here. It's going to hurt because I'm going to pull this off. But I'm going to show you how to heal, opposed to you keeping a cover over it, because you'll never heal that way. And so it's just like, I thank God for you, because you do both, but the way that you do it is completely different from what my expectation was. No, I'm looking for the Band-Aid. No, Pam, I'm not going to give you a Band-Aid. I'm going to show you how to get healed. But in the process of it, I'm going to love you through this. You know what I mean? I'm going to love you going through this thing with you. So it's just like, yeah, I really do thank God for you, JB. Aww. Yeah, for real. I thank God. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for that. Thank you for allowing me to be able to get it out the right way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like I don't, you know, I'm not tough with everything all the time, but I just feel like sometimes if you don't deal with it, you keep putting it, you know, like you said, your analogy, if you keep putting a Band-Aid on it, you never really completely get healed. Like, I made a comment about somebody that was going through something. And the comment that I made is like, if we keep propping them up and taping them back together, they're eventually going to break again.
Jesus, JB.
But if you stop with the tape and propping and build them back up,
that's good.
They won't break again. They won't break so easily.
That's
you know
good.
what I mean?
That's good.
And so like that's what when you realize kind of like it's like you simply you have to get to the point. Well, to me, how you deal with a broken heart was the question, right? Like, how do you put your pieces back together? You start from scratch. You start from, all right, this has happened to me. Why? You know, why? Why is this happening to me? Why am I falling apart? Nothing should ever make me break like this. What is this? Well, you know, what caused this? Right? Then you start figuring it out. And then once you figure it out, you start to build yourself.
Right.
And then once you start to build yourself, that one thing can't break you. You see, the thing is, you know the cartoon characters, and they were like, you know, you can't die. The thing can't kill you. And they always pop back up. You'd be surprised what you can live through, right? But the thing is like, if you have a bend but not break mentality, life, you know, then you don't have to start from scratch. But if you're telling me that you broke and you're in pieces, and you want to get back together, you can't just start pulling your pieces and throwing some tape on them and thinking you're fixed. Because what happened is that makes you appear to be okay. And you may be functioning and you may be walking and you may be speaking to people again, but you're not okay. You haven't dealt with everything.
Right.
You haven't gotten to the place where you've been able to get to the point where you was like, okay, this will no longer hold me. This will no longer break me. Like with your mom, you had to get to the place where you were like, all right, every time I think about my mom, I can't break down because I'm thinking about my mom all the time. And if I'm always breaking down, how am I ever going to function?
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? I had that with my dad. I had that with my brother.
Right.
When my dad died before my son was born. And I was like, wow, I really wanted my son to meet my dad.
Right.
So I went out of my way. I would bring my son to the cemetery and my dad's picture was on the thing and we would talk and he would call him Pop Pop and you know, it was a thing, right? Now, for me, it was a way for me to also talk about my dad. It was a way for me to and let my son know about my dad. But it also too, it was a way for me to show my son who my dad was. You get what I mean? So it wasn't such a sad thing that my dad is not here,
Right.
Because he was here in a different way,
Right.
And
Nice.
so
Oh, JB, that's
the same
good.
thing with my brother. My brother
Jesus,
was
that's good.
like he loved my son. Like they got along pretty cool. And I used to allow my son to play video games all the time because him and my brother used to play. But I think I let that go too far. But I mean, there's things that when my brother passed, I would talk like my son one time, and I'll never forget this. We had a fireplace, and my son put a suitcase. He put my brother's jacket on around the suitcase, and he put his police hat on top of the suitcase. And my son did that. I didn't tell him to do that. And it was on top of the fireplace. It was like a plaque, like a commemoration to my brother. And when he did it, and I'm like, what is this boy doing? But it was his way of, like, we would do this thing, like for a while we would celebrate my brother's birthday. My brother had passed a few years, but every year, June 8th, we would celebrate his birthday. And my son would put this thing up, and we would, and you know, so it was like a way. So it wasn't a sad thing. It wasn't. You can't be sad and celebrate somebody.
Absolutely.
You know, you think about the things that he said that would make you laugh. You think about the things that he said that would make you cry. You would think about, like, when somebody tells me like I don't have a heart or like I'm mean or whatever. I always think of my brother because he used to call me Ironheart.
Right.
Like he'd be like, I don't care. He said the whole world could fall out around you, and you'd be like, I don't care. I'm all right. Then you'd be mad. I'd be mad.
Right.
I could be mad, but nobody else would know. Right. But I mean, I say that to say is like, I lost my brother physically, but I didn't lose him.
Right.
Everything about him is still with me.
It's still with you.
And that's the piece. It's like, once I got to those points, it becomes easier. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's like you have to realize that putting a quick Band-Aid on things or taping yourself back together or propping yourself up to appear okay for everyone else doesn't help you, because then the next big gust of wind or the next little thing, you're going to completely break.
That's good.
And that's what you got to try to prevent, because it is more work to put yourself back together after you have completely been broken. But it's possible.
That's
right?
good, JB.
So, and that's why I remember before we were talking and you were saying how I told myself I would never allow certain things to, but that's part of where I am. There's certain things now about me that just won't allow me to break like that.
Yeah.
I can cut my losses before I get to that point. Right. Or I can see things about to go a certain way. And I was like, okay, no.
Right. Like
I choose me.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't need somebody to step on my back and kick me in my face for me to realize that they're not for me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't need somebody to cheat on me for a year or 2 years or beat me or whatever. I don't need that.
Right.
The fact that I don't trust you, the fact that I don't believe you, or the fact that whatever is enough.
That's good.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't get to the point. I can have disappointment.
Right.
I can even be annoyed and irritated.
Yeah.
But I don't believe I can get to the point where I can be broken, especially by a man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because of those things that I've kind of put in place.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm perfect, not to say that everybody even wants to be bothered with me, because I am a piece of work.
Right. JB.
Right. But at the end of the day, I've gotten to a place where I choose me.
Right.
So I'm not going to allow myself to be lied to, misused, cheated on, disrespected, and be okay with it.
Right.
I'm not going to rationalize someone's bad behavior as my fault. I've had to grow to this place.
Jesus.
But when you put your tape on, you're not there.
That's good.
When you put your tape on, you just want somebody to love you again. When you put the tape on, you just want to be pretty and cute and so somebody can say hi, so you can attract somebody again. And then as soon as somebody says hi, you right back in.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, you know what, the last time somebody smiled like this and talked this nonsense, they wasn't about nothing. Let me stop and see what you really about. You know, but that's what happens when you get whole again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess does that answer the question?
Yeah. Yes, it does, JB. That was so good. That part when you gave that's a visual. When you said you propped up you tape yourself back together again, or you prop yourself up. When you said that, and then you was like, yo, like it's when you completely break. Cause like you said it like like in the beginning, it's just like it's a part of you that was broken. But now when you completely like broken, like like you said, it takes a while for you to get back together again. That's deep. Yeah, that's good.
But it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth doing the work to get yourself together, which means yourself. Doesn't mean, especially in relationship situations, a lot of people, when things don't go well, they think it's the dude's fault or the female's fault, and they go out to get another dude or female. And then what you realize, and you're dealing with the same type of people, you're attracting the same type of thing. Hurt people attract hurt people. You know, so if you're not healed and you're not whole, you're not going to attract a healed and whole person. You know, so these are the things that you need to realize. You know, like if you want somebody to respect you, you have to respect yourself. If you want somebody to love you, you have to love yourself.
Absolutely.
And if you're at a place where you don't feel as though you're worthy of any of that, you accept anything.
Yeah, you do. Yes, JB, I've been there. I received the junk. It was just like I was almost like it felt like I was a trash bin at one point. You understand? Like, because all the garbage that you just put up with. You know, but I thank God it's just like, yo, I'm telling you, when you become a different person, when you begin to love you and, like you said, to do the work, that's the hard part though. You know what I mean? Because doing the work makes you stop looking at everybody else. And you have to begin to, like you said, you and Pastor begin to teach me is that why do you accept this? You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, why do you, like, you're the one accepting it. So, like, at the end of the day, like, you can't blame everybody for what's going on. You gotta be responsible for what you allowing to come in.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't even blame, I was having a conversation like this today, you can't even blame the person that's doing it.
Yes.
Because on some level, they don't realize that it's wrong if you're accepting it. And you know, they're saying like you treat people how to treat you. So if you allow somebody to cheat on you, disrespect you, and lie to you, they think that's okay. Yeah. They don't think you're going to leave. They don't think that's a problem. They don't think that it's hurting you. And then there are some females that believe in all of that jealousy and nonsense that's love.
Yeah,
and it's not.
Absolutely not.
But it's because they've been lied to, they've been hurt, or they've been up under older women who say all men cheat. Oh, honey, he'll come back home. You know what? If he came back home, I'm not gonna be there. I know that's you get what I'm saying. So it's like you have to get to that place where you are whole and you are okay. Yes. And once that happens, a lot of the other stuff around you can't break you. They can upset you, they can disappoint you. I mean, you can have a moment, but it's the difference between having a moment and not being able to function.
You're absolutely right, JB. Absolutely. JB, Jay Smooth made a comment. He said something about, he said he lives with a broken heart every day. Jay, I have no idea what has broken your heart, but we pray that the Lord would touch you in that area. I really do pray that the Lord will touch you in that area in Jesus' name, and that he'll heal it. Jay, he's able to heal it. Whatever it is, take it to him in prayer. Really, for real, bro. Amen. And Stephanie said she had a flashback Wednesday when she was stressed out, and all she could do was think about her mommy, and was mentally, physically, and emotionally drained to the point she said she wanted to cry. She said, I put in my post, days like this, I wish I could run to my mommy and cry in her arms. It's harder for those like me who have no siblings. Like we sometimes feel alone, even though we have other family members. It's nothing like mommy.
Very true.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Stephanie, you know what? Honestly, sis, I can relate pretty much all day, you know what I mean, with that one. And I just say, at the end of the day, just remember all the things that your mom taught you. As JB would say to me, everything that she taught you, you know, just remember those things and let her words comfort you. Because like JB said, their words live on. Like, they still here. Like, their presence is so much of them that they have poured into us. So she's still with you, and allow that to live on through you in you and through you. And it's just like the things that she taught you. You know what? My mom, when she wouldn't want me to cry, you know, you cry a little bit, and you'd be like, yeah, if I was crying in front of you, probably be like, girl, what's wrong with you? What you acting up like that for? So just remember some of those things, and it'll help to switch you up out of that situation. You know what I mean? But we do have our moments where it's just like, dog, you long to see them in the flesh, because I don't know how old you are, but you know, for 40 years I had my mama, you know what I mean? And it's been 3 years now, so I just turned 43, so I've been away from my mom physically for 3 years, but I can tell you what, those 40 years I learned so much from her, and because of that I can begin to, I'm living off of that. And I just say, live off of what it is that you know that she gave you. Have your moment, wipe your eyes, and be like, you know what, you wouldn't even want me to be like this. Let me get myself together. Let me do something different. Do something different, sis. When you find yourself in that, just remember some of your conversations and just begin to think on those things. And then too, first and foremost, you call on the Lord. God, please help my heart. God, please give me the peace that it is that I need, because he's greater than my mom. You know, that's one thing I had to realize anyway with God, is that I had to realize that God is my first and foremost, you know, and back then I could say, because I didn't have the Lord at that time, my mama was first and foremost in my life. And I didn't even realize that until I gave my life to Christ. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I had to put her in the right perspective, that she came after him, not before him. So yes, sis. So I just wanted to just drop that on you. I hope that if not for nothing, the Lord will continue to comfort your heart daily, because he's able to. He really is, and he wants to.
Yeah, very true. Yes. And what Pam said is actually absolutely perfect. You know, you already know what your mom gonna say. Yeah. You know, I know the things that I thank God that my mother is still here, but I know what my mother's gonna say to me about certain things. Jay. So, you know, you already know kind of what she's going to say. I mean, and I do that with my dad. Yes. Like, my dad used to clown me about the way that I walk. So, I laugh at it sometimes. Did he, JB? Oh, yeah. He used to say I walk like a duck, you know. He used to walk around like I had a duck. Right. He'd be like, can't you walk straight? Like, because I walk kind of slew-footed. And when I'm yelling at my son about not washing the dishes, I think about the times that my father would wake me up out of the bed to tell me the proper way to clean a kitchen at like midnight. And I was like, I just left 2 cups in the sink. Next thing you know, my thing was cleaning the dust off the top of the cabinets. I was like, no. But you know what I mean? It's like, I laugh, I joke. It's all, some of the things is good, some of the things is bad. But it's you know what it is? It's all part of who I am. Right? They haven't left us. And that's the best part about it. It's like, when you just focus on the loss, you forget about the life. Right. And that's the piece that we need to not forget about. Jesus. The life was so that's precious. Good, they meant a lot to us because of the life, not because of the death.
Jesus. So, when you focus on the loss, you forget about the life. Yeah. That's good.
You do.
That's a t-shirt all day. You better get that. Tamsin put it down. That's a t-shirt. That's JB's idea. If I see anybody with it, you've seen it right here on Pam's World. Yeah, don't you do it, because we got it.
But it's, you know, but you get my point. It's like you got to focus on them living, not them dying. Yes, and then you'll see them just, they left you with so much. And every single thing that I do and think about. Now, granted, I got pictures of my dad still up. I got pictures of my brother still up. I got certain little things that I keep from them. Yes. But they're always here. Like, I don't physically have to go nowhere. I mean, if there's something going on, I remember there's a lot of things that I just hold on to. So when I'm in a bad mood, I don't care what type of bad mood I'm in. Yeah. I could think about something that my brother would have said to me. And next thing you know, I am cracking up laughing because he was a clown. Like, he was silly. Right. I see things in my son silly, like my brother. Yes. So, you know, he lives on. And that's the thing, is that they live on through us.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much.
So we just got to continue to open our eyes, get up, walk, move forward, and allow that to happen. So.
Absolutely, JB. Yo, listen, tonight has been truly, truly, honestly amazing. JB, we cutting? You ready to cut?
I'm ready to do whatever you want to do. This Pam's world.
Yeah, you already know. So listen, tonight, this is what we gonna do. We gonna thank y'all. It has been good. What did Russell Simmons say? God bless you.
Yes, God.
Good night. That's what he used to say that every time. Every time.
Oh, we come out for. I used to love that.
Yeah,
show.
me too. I loved it.
Yeah,
He come out and be like, God bless you. Good night. Thank
That's right.
y'all.
What we gonna send them off with?
Yes, we're gonna send y'all out of here with we're gonna go to You Said. We're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for always tuning in. Share. And please know at the end of the day that the Lord loves you. God has a plan for your life. And listen, like we said at the top of the hour, if you didn't watch it, if you didn't go to church today, or if you've never been in a church, I encourage you to go to the beginning of the video just to hear the part about what happened today in church, because JB made a comment. She said it was very practical. You can get a picture of what it means to cross a line, and it was talking about God on one side, not compromising anything, none of your standards, one of God's standards.
That's right.
For your life. So listen, if you haven't watched this from the beginning, just go back and just check that out, because I really believe that you'll be blessed. Pastor Didi, we love you.
Yes, we do.
Thank God for you.
Continue to do what you do.
Yes, amen. And we'll see all of you next week, Lord willing. God bless.
We will. Virginia going to win.
Yes, Virginia is going to win. Yeah, I told y'all. Can't none of y'all get with JB on sports. See y'all next week.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah. Serious right now. I'm speaking my heart on this record. Finally I started seeing things as they were. All that you said was nothing but words. So I chopped it up to face the truth. Everything you did was all for you. What you mean? Don't take it personal.